The tribe of Judah, the 12 tribes are all a part of a nation. It's a nationality.
Nationality.
Right. When you read the scriptures, it's not really a religion. It's a nationality, a whole culture, a way of life.
Yeah, it's a way of life. The Most High chose the children of Israel, okay, which really, that word children of Israel, when you go into the Bible, literally where it says children, it typically says sons. But the Most High is dealing with the men. The men are supposed to be the leaders of the nation. So the Most High gave the men of the nation laws in order to govern the nation, in order to govern really the world. In Deuteronomy 28, it says, if you keep these commandments, basically, I'll put you up above all nations. I'll bless you in this way and in that regard. But if you don't keep these laws from about verse 15 on down, all these different curses shall befall you, right? So the Most High gave us responsibilities. To whom much is given, much is required, right?
Okay.
But because we didn't adhere, uphold that responsibility and take it seriously, so to speak, we fell from grace, okay? And now we're in the condition that we're in now, okay? And the chosen people have always been around in some aspects since the beginning. These are what you would call the sons of God, where it said the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair.
Yeah.
It wasn't speaking about the angels. It wasn't speaking about the angels. Even that word angel goes back to, if I'm not mistaken, malak.
Malak just means a messenger. Representative, envoy. Right. So that could actually be
a man. Yep.
Or it could be a messenger from the heavens.
That's right. So men can be considered as angels. And also there were times where angels came and approached men and they worshiped them. If you can get that precept, brother, where it says, of thy brethren.
Yeah.
The angels are our brethren, okay? Especially if we are the elect that the Lord has chosen. Then they are our fellow servants. They're our brethren, okay?
Okay.
We would also be fellow heirs with the Messiah if we are of the elect. But of course, he's above us because he's the Word made flesh. He's basically second in command. All things have been given into his power, okay? But we will still be considered his fellow brethren, his fellow heirs.
The Messiah is
who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. He was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah.
Is that why they go so hard in saying he's not real and trying to disgrace the Bible and say he never existed and there's nobody before him and he's just a prophet?
Yeah, that's why they said King James was a so-called white homosexual. That's why they said that, because King James was actually a so-called black man. Okay, I don't know if he was from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what tribe.
It didn't say about his tribe, but it says on the inscription on one of the coins of King David, it says Jacobus. He knew he was from Jacob.
Yakub.
Well, Yakub is one way of pronouncing it.
I'm asking, not telling. Because I know the J is was new in a different.
Well, I said Jacob. It would be Yaquab.
Yaquab. Okay, Yaquab.
Yeah, you're right. The J is new to the English.
It is. Yeah. That's interesting you should mention that. You got that precept real quick? Let me quote it.
Yeah, I got it right here.
You can read that.
Right. It says the brother was talking about the angels. This is Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. He's talking about the angels. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus, as it says in reading verbatim.
Right.
Worship the Most High, for the spirit of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, so he bent down to worship and he said, see that thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, which have the testimony of the Messiah. So don't worship me, worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, is the spirit of prophecy. Yahweh Shai. Yeah. And it makes sense too, even if you look at it from a carnal aspect, right? What do they call the Most High in the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Is it Jehovah?
They call him Jehovah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you replace that Jah, you get Yahweh. You place the Jah and the Va, and you turn that to a Y and a W. But what do you get? You get Yahweh. Okay. You get Yahweh, which that ain't really how it's spelled, but just for to simplify it. You know what I'm saying?
So may I ask, with the tribe of Judah, does Allah come into play in there at all?
Well, Allah is a Hebrew word that just means power.
It just means power.
It just means power or judge.
Judge. Okay. Hebrew
Right.
word. That's
Right.
okay. So the Most High is the Most High.
Most High.
Is that the only name he's known by, or is it many names?
He has one name.
He has many titles.
Titles.
One name.
Yep.
Yeah. He's known as the Lord of Hosts, which means the Lord of Armies, the Lord of Sabaoth, which is another way of saying the Lord of Armies, the Holy One of Israel, the power of Israel.
Right.
He has many titles. Oh, the King of Terrors.
Yeah.
He has many titles, but he has one name.
One name. There's only one name given whereby you shall be saved. And it tells you in the Bible, it says that's the man Jesus Christ. But that we know that can't be his name because the letter J didn't exist.
Right. Hey,
You see?
what they say in the church, they say hallelujah, which that actually comes from the Hebrew hallelujah.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
Yah at the end is short for the Most High's name, which is Yahweh.
Yahweh.
You got Yahweh Shai, which is his son, who in the world only calls Jesus Christ, so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, and Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father,
Yahweh
and the
and
Most High.
Yeah, and even the name of the tribe of Judah, okay, whenever Judah was born, his mother gave praise to the Most High, and so his name is Yahweh Da. Okay, that Da, Yahweh Da. That Da is shortened for Tawada, meaning thanks or praise. Okay?
So thanks Yahweh.
Yep,
Praise Yahweh.
Thank you, Yahweh, or praise Yahweh.
And that's the Lord's favorite tribe right there.
That's right.
So may I ask, have you heard the word Yahweh before?
Yeah, we
That
have.
just means praise God. That just means
No,
God.
Yahweh is. No, you good. No, I get it. And we just gonna break it down best we can through the Spirit. It's all good. So so Yahweh is a way that is pronounced by the people who claim our heritage. Okay, the people who claim our heritage but are not of our people. Okay, those people in that land have a perverted way or a twisted way of pronouncing our language. Go ahead.
What I was gonna add is really that's what the different scholars they have. That was a guess. That was like an estimation of this could be, but not really knowing that that's not the name.
And just to show you that these people are confused, conjecture, and to show you that these people are confused and they don't really know because the Spirit was not given unto them to know, you have some that don't say Yahweh. They say Yod Hey Vav Hey, and they say what? That there's no vowels. That don't make no sense that there's no vowels. You see?
You're not able to call somebody without vocalization.
Yeah.
You need vowels.
Yeah. Even that, what do they say? A-E-I-O-U and sometimes
Why?
So where you getting Y from if it ain't no vowel? You see? Because that's sometimes a vowel as well.
Yes.
Okay, but besides all that, using like worldly understanding of it, there's some people that don't even say Yod Hey Vav Hey or Yahweh. They say Hashem.
Hashem.
Hashem, which just means the name. They literally are calling him the name. Ha means the, and Shem means name, or Sham means name. So they're saying the name, praise the name. Well, what is the name? They say it's incommunicable. Some say it's incommunicable. Some say it's Yod Hey Vav Hey. Some say it's Yahweh.
Which incommunicable means you can't
pronounce it.
You can't translate it over to another God, really.
Okay. No, you good. Yeah, so but we believe through faith that we have the proper understanding. And even further when it goes to that Hebrew or the way of speaking Hebrew that exists today, even amongst those fake Jews, they don't agree on the translation or on the way of speaking that has been chosen. It doesn't agree with the customs that most of them have been taught. A lot of people pronounce things differently. A lot of them pronounce things differently from what is widely accepted, and they feel alienated. This article I read was showing that there's at least 4 ways of pronouncing the Hebrew, and that's outside of even when you start going into Yiddish, and then the Syrians have their own way that they preserved of saying it. And that's like 5-6 ways of speaking Hebrew, okay, that exists today, But they just chose one and they just ran with it, basically. Okay, but we understanding, okay, get some precepts on that. I have manifested thy name. Y'all brothers, we already recorded, so if y'all brothers want to get some precepts, yeah, we already on. Yeah, we're going to do our salute real quick.
Okay.
All right, hey, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we want to give all honor, glory, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. These blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect. Hey, Salat, we're going through a breakdown with a brother, so we didn't get to really do the proper thing, but we're going to keep it rolling. I have manifested thy name, and also I want to get That language is a good one too. That language is a good one. And can one of you brothers get
John 17.
thy servant? I manifested thy secret to thy servant the prophets. You got the other one?
Yeah, that I manifested my name.
Con, can you read that, brother?
Con, this is John chapter 17 and verse 6, and it reads, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Right.
thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
Right, and brother, if you could move in just so the camera can pick you up, you ain't got to be on camera, but just
Go
like,
this way.
just closer to him,
come
whatever
here.
way
Yeah,
works for
either
you.
way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
All right,
good?
thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
so yeah, like I said, I have manifested thy name unto the men that thou hast given me. Okay, so the Most High has chosen his elect out of our nation, because our whole nation is not going to be on the same vibration with the Lord. Our whole nation is not going to seek the Most High. The majority of our nation is going to continue to stay in wickedness. Okay, but those that he have chosen to come out of the world,
Yes.
in a moral
Yeah,
sense,
yep.
all right, he's going to manifest secrets unto them. You got that manifest our servants and prophets?
I'm getting that right now.
Can you read that, Baba Kashaf?
I don't got it yet, Shalaki.
Okay, Khan. If you whoever get it quicker, reveal thy secrets to thy servants and prophets. Phone going dead, bro.
Yeah, come.
You got a battery pack, or you still got to use the? I got it. Okay, Baba Kashaf.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Right. So the Most High reveals his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay, and if you could, one of you brothers,
Yeah.
could you get what is his name and what is his son's name? You can go through whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Proverbs chapter 4.
Gone.
Yeah, so the Most High have not given his name to the whole world. In the scriptures, see, this is how you're supposed to go into the scriptures. Precept upon precept. Line upon line, here a little and there a little. King David said, through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Okay, so we learn the Most High's ways through the precepts. You could go to a scripture and you read it. You might read the Bible like a book. You might get to a certain point where you come across a scripture. No, you good. And you might come to a scripture and you might be like, that was out of context, or that was out of place. Why did he put that right there? Well, it was for the purposes of them that would come back to that section and find it. You know, sometimes the Bible will jump from timeline to timeline. Sometimes it'll jump forward and then jump backward in the same like little section. You know.
Okay.
So that's why the Lord gave us a part of the keys to understanding the Bible, which I think that's depicted in what is that? Isaiah? Is that 28? Is it Isaiah 28 where it says piece of line?
Yeah, Isaiah. I'll get it.
Isaiah 28 and
3
9, yeah.
or 9. Slucky. I'll grab it.
I got the Proverbs.
The language you're speaking, is that that's Hebrew?
So this is what you would call Paleo Hebrew, or like ancient Hebrew. And I've heard testimonies of brothers. We believe through faith that this is the proper way to speak Hebrew. Just to say that first. It's all through faith. Everything we do, we believe through faith. Now there are things that substantiate it, but to the carnal man that would desire to find hard, cold facts and evidence, well, that's damn near impossible in a lot of aspects, because you're going to get two narratives. You see, Job 9:24 says the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, and he covers the faces of the judges thereof. He covered the faces of the judges of the earth. So once you find out who's in control of the earth, which we know to be the international bankers, the private banking families. So they're the wicked. The earth has been given into their hands. And that same nation of people have covered the faces of those that will actually judge this world, which is the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're God's people, and we're going to judge the world right along with the Messiah. If somebody can get another tab, just sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. And there's another one that also says, "No, ye not, you shall judge even angels." Okay.
Wait, say, "No, ye shall not judge even angels."
Yeah, that's what the scripture says.
So you're not even allowed to judge them because their job
No, we are going to judge. That's what those precepts say. The scriptures also say, "Guess at thy neighbor as close as thy can." So basically, you have to try to figure out. You make judgments on a daily basis.
Okay.
When you're talking to somebody and you hear the way that they speak, you like, "Oh, this person's an idiot. I'm not going to keep having a conversation with them. They're dumb." Or
yeah,
you know,
true,
they reveal things about themselves, and you have to pass a judgment on whether or not you should continue to speak with them, whether or not you should mention certain things. There may be things you believe that are radical that person may not vibe with, or much less than vibe. They may get agitated, angry,
offended.
If you walking around and you've decided, "I'm not going to take the vaccination," and then you're talking to somebody who's taking it, and that feels like people who don't take it are the problem.
Okay.
Are you going to tell them that you're not taking it? You're going to play it off.
Yeah.
You're going to play it off. You're going to judge that wouldn't be the wisest thing to do, and you're going to play that off. Oh, I got a medical condition. Whatever the case might be,
okay.
You're going to play that
sir.
off. You're going to be at work speaking to your boss, which may be a so-called white man, And you ain't gonna say certain hood shit that you might say amongst your friends.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna say, man, that joint was fine, brother. She got that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh, sir, yes, sir. I believe she was a quite attractive young lady. And, you know, that's just discernment and judgment. You see?
It basically, to judge means to make a decision.
Right.
You know?
You got that piece of paper?
Come. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 2. And it reads, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Right. If the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? It said, know you not that you should judge the world. You see? So you have to be able to discern things now, because really we ain't even making those type of judgments right now.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
like those judgments can't be executed. Like there was a judgment of a particular situation in the scriptures. I think it was Solomon, and there was the two women.
Yeah, Solomon and the two harlots.
The two harlots. There were these
Yep.
two harlots. Okay, and basically they had children, and the one harlot, she slept on her baby and suffocated it. And then the other harlot, when she woke up, she found out her baby was dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, before anybody knew anything, she woke up like, oh, my baby's dead. And she looked closer like, nigga, this ain't my baby. And she looked over, and that girl had her baby. You see? Yeah, we can get that. We can get that story. You know, we get that story. Hey, the Bible is far out. Like, you wouldn't believe the things that are in there. Okay, there's things in there that are nasty. There's things in there that are nice. You know, the Bible is a multifaceted, multi-layer, and it's not just a book. It helps you understand judgments and how to do things in your everyday life. It's highly relevant to today's life, but people don't acknowledge it. They say it's just fairy tales. You know, it's just whatever. I get the moral of the story, but they really don't, because they don't have the understanding.
Yeah.
Need them.
Like the scripture says, it's bitter and sweet.
Right. Yep. There's sweet.
There's bitter parts and there's sweet parts in it.
That's right. That's right.
You want me to continue on verse 3, Shalakia? When they said that you shall judge angels?
Yeah, you can read it.
Con. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3, and it reads, know ye not that we shall know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more the things that pertain to this life?
Know ye not that you shall judge angels? How much more the things that pertain to this life? See, so you got to make judgments in this life. That's the wise thing to do. That's how you plot your next step. I think, matter of fact, can somebody get a prudent man looketh well to his way? Okay, so if you're a prudent man, which somebody can probably get that word, I might just look it up real quick, what it means to be prudent.
Does that mean like closed in or shy, like not exposing yourself?
No, it's being aware.
Being aware.
Yeah, prudent means like
Prudent is foresight, is wisdom basically you're considering the future.
that's right. It says adjective, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Exactly like the brother said, foreseeing or attending to. All right, so let's just put it on the lowest level we can. If I'm looking at the ground and I don't have a visual impediment or impairment, I can judge how far to step in order to hit that ground.
Okay.
You're about to step onto the street, you're gonna judge the proper distance so that you don't fall.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you know, and your foot's at the wrong angle, you might get bust your ass. So, you know, you're gonna be attending to and having care of the steps that you take. You got the one a prudent man looking well to his goings. You got it, brother?
Con, yep.
Bring it out, Mama Shah.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
That's right. Okay, the simple believe every word, but a prudent man is going to discern whether or not that's true. Like the Church of Berea. Somebody could grab that. You see, there are some people that just, man, there's plenty of examples. I don't want to say too much because we actually put this on YouTube, and you say certain things, they'll cut your video off. But basically, you know how our people are going around and they're just, oh, Biden, I'm so happy that Biden's here. And, you know, you got niggas making songs about Biden. You got all type of stuff going around, praising this man. But at the same time, you have situations that are pushed by the powers that be that are adverse to your benefit. You know, they're not really for you in a lot of aspects, just to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Man, I wish I could go into more, but like I said, just for the sake of the video, I can't really say much. But, you know, that thing, you know what I'm saying? That thing that they trying to hand out.
Yeah.
They backing they backing them companies that's issuing that thing out to where you can't sue them. If something happened, you know how you got them commercials, right? You know how they got them, and they've been doing this for a while, brother. You know how they got them commercials where it's like, have you or one of your loved ones taken our product?
Yeah.
You may be entitled to a settlement.
Yes.
Did you suffer death or at the hands of our product? Call 1-800. You got played. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it. And so, you know, they backing these people that's issuing out that thing. And so for these people to then turn, they're not judging properly to say, I love this place. You know, I'm happy that this is happening. Oh, there's so much like who elects your officials. You don't control who elects the president. The popular vote don't matter. It's about the electoral college.
Mm-hmm.
So if you sitting here talking about, oh yeah, I'm glad I went and voted, you're not thinking wisely. Because your vote don't matter.
I got the word for that. The etymology of that word prudent.
Go ahead, Art.
All right, this is the etymology of the word prudent, and it means wise, discerning, judicious.
Wise, discerning, judicious. Now you got to get that word judicious because it sounds like judges in there. It sounds like judges in there.
Oh, good. They got a little more on this. It says knowing, circumspect.
Circumspect. Looking around.
Yeah, look ahead. And to act with foresight.
To act with foresight. And a lot of times you gain foresight by observing the facts of a situation. You look at the facts, you gather the information, and then you decide how you're gonna go forward. Like I said, a prudent man looking well to his goings, or looking well to his way.
I got judicious.
Go ahead, brother.
This is judicious in the etymology. It's adjective. It says having sound judgment, careful, prudent.
Right.
And it says from Latin, I don't know how to say it, judicium, and it says judgment. And then it says from judicium, a judge.
Yeah, judicum.
Yeah, judicum. Yeah, come on. There
Judge.
you go, yeah.
See? So there it goes right there. Okay, being prudent goes into being judicious, meaning to have proper judgment. The scripture say, judge righteous judgment. Can somebody get that? Judge righteous judgment. Okay, because there's a right way to judge and there's a wrong way to judge. Okay?
Wow.
The wrong way to
Never knew
judge,
that.
which a lot of, what you say, brother?
I never knew that.
Yeah, definitely. And if you, like I said, if you have any questions, don't be afraid, like to just kind of scoot a little closer to the camera.
Okay.
But so, okay, for example, this is a narrative that doesn't really go out enough, okay, because you see it by the way people respond, okay, to this truth of the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Because a big aspect of this is that once the Most High sets us back up in power, the other nations are going to be under us. It's only fair for what they did to us. You see, there's been no reparations, so to speak. Even if there was a money reparation that were to go out, okay, the only true reparations that could be had is for what was done to us to be done to them. You see? Shoot, man. Precepts is flowing.
To get revelation?
Right here. Revelation, that's the basic one. Which one you get? Okay, them that trouble you. Yeah, that's a good one. Also, the blood cannot be cleansed from the land except by the blood of him that shed it. If you want to get that.
I got you.
Okay.
You got that?
Go ahead.
All right, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6, going to what the brother was saying. Seeing it is a righteous thing
Right.
with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
So it's a righteous thing to the Most High to recompense tribulation or trouble and anguish to them that trouble you. So that's a righteous thing with the Most High for him to give them revenge. Not for you to seek your own revenge, but when the Most High comes and does it, that's because that's the righteous thing to do. If y'all got y'all other precepts.
All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. Blood defiles the land, okay? And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, except by the blood of him that shed it, is what that just said. So, because they did this stuff to us, the only way to cleanse this land is for their blood to be shed here. Right. And even then, they did so much killing, this land is still not going to be inhabited by men after this place is destroyed. Because this place is going to be destroyed soon. The Most High is going to allow nuclear missiles to wipe this place from the face of the earth. It's going to be, you ever seen The Lion King?
Yes.
You know how they had the Badlands, that was like the elephant graveyard?
Yes.
That's going to be America. look over there. Literally, your children are gonna ask you, "What's up with that dark area over there with all those weird, there's those evil birds, you know, and all these serpents and snakes and stuff? What is that?" Oh, that's we don't speak about that. You know, just don't go over there. Just make sure you don't traverse to that land. Okay, it's gonna be uninhabited by mankind after it gets wiped out because of the wickedness that's been done. You got something?
Right. Hey, I just wanted to add too, because when you look at the history of America, what happened? You know, these colonists came over and did what? They stole the land from the natives, which they were Israelites. They're from the tribe of Gad and Reuben. They stole the land from the so-called natives, from Jake, the Israelites. Okay, they slaughtered them, massacred them. Right? They brought them into slavery too, over into Europe. The so-called indigenous people were the first ones to go into slavery. And then, because we used to rule in Europe, they brought us as slaves over from Europe. They brought us as slaves over from West Africa, put us in hard bondage, you know, and basically rape, rob, and murder us on this land. So according to the law of the Most High, this land can only be purged or cleansed by the blood of the people who actually did the bloodshed. The killing.
Who did the bloodshed. Yep, that's exactly it. And that's just how the Most High is doing things. Revelation 13 will be perfect right now. What you got? You already read that one.
I got a quick one. This Romans chapter 12 and verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Right, so there's nothing we can do, you know, right now. There's nothing, literally, if you decide you want to raise up, like what, the Black Panthers, you know, different little radical groups. What's the name of that new one today?
With Grandmaster J? Yeah.
Yeah, in fact.
Yeah,
you know, with Dr. J or whatever the hell his name is.
Grandmaster
Well, he got arrested.
Yep.
You know, he got arrested and locked his ass. They locked his ass up. So there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't stand up and think that you're gonna fight carnally with this man that's in power. You can't do it. He's been blessed with the sword. That's his blessing. That's been passed down to him from his forefather Isaac. See, the Lord deals with Isaac. Then there was Jacob and there was Esau. We're Jacob or Yaquab, and then Esau, Ishashua. Or what would we call Adawam?
Yeah, Adawam. Yeah,
Adawam, Edom. But Ishashua, Esau, that was our twin brother. Even in the womb, we were fighting him. I had to go into that. We were fighting in the womb, brother. Like, yo, the spirit is just switching, bro. The spirit is switching.
I gotta go to that. I got Esau now.
So-called white man is how he was.
Oh, you got it, bro.
But that's gonna bring me back. That's what's gonna bring me back, though. Before we go into Esau, I want to preface it with this, because I see too much people that look like Edomites that might actually be Israelites, okay, that are going around saying different things about this Hebrew Israelite movement. Oh, am I really an Edomite? You got songs. Oh, if I'm an Edomite, you know, all these different shit. It's like, bro, you singing, you might not be an Edomite. You might be an Israelite.
You have to go into the wheat and the
tares.
tares.
The wheat and the tares. This is not a skin color thing. This ain't got nothing to do with skin color. This is all about the spirit and the lineage.
Given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
Hey, this Bible is speaking.
That's right.
That's funny.
Don't speak things of blasphemy. That's what I heard her say.
You know what? That's funny.
Don't speak things of blasphemy. And then blasphemy is like basically what? Not basically. It's literally
I guess
compare yourself to.
Let's read this.
The Most High.
Like basically, speaking against.
Yeah, read that, brother.
Speaking against.
Read that. Pick a good point above it where it says giving them speaking blasphemy.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, matter of fact, might as well go into it.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns.
Right. And so, go ahead. And upon what?
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
The name of blasphemy. Right. So, are you familiar with this breakdown too?
Oh, my.
Okay, so the sea is metaphorical for the people. Okay, the sea represents the people. Okay. Now, out of the people, just the people in general, out of the people arose this beast, right? a beast having 7 heads and 10 horns, all right? So this is representative of a conglomerate of nations, i.e. NATO and the EU, okay? That's what that would represent today. In the past, it represented Rome and the different sections that made up Rome, and today it represents NATO and the EU, okay? So this might be a little deep, but it says, upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. They're blasphemous against the Most High. They speak against the Lord. Let's just continue. Get us some more. Verse 2.
It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Right.
and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority.
Right. So this can get very deep if you speak about it. I don't know how deep you want to go, but basically, okay, the head, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. That represents the beginning of the beast, which goes into Alexander the Great. He was attributed with the leopard. It represents Greece. Okay, that was the beginning of the so-called white man's power structure. Was Greece. Okay. All right. And his feet were as the feet of the. Well, he recording. He probably gonna go into the. Gonna go look it up later on.
I am.
Yep.
I am.
Yep. All right. It says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Okay. And his mouth is the mouth of a lion. Now today that represents the bear represents Russia. Okay. The feet being the bottom of the beast. Russia is going to take this place. Okay, which is the spearhead of Esau's power structure. Russia's going to be the end of this thing. Okay. He's going to be used. Let me say that. To bring about the end of America. All right? And the mouth of the lion represents Great Britain, okay, because that's their symbol. You see the symbol of the lion, I believe, on their flag, and they also got this like big statue on it.
They actually have a team, a rugby team that their symbol is called the Lions.
Yeah. What? So the Most High deals spiritually with all these different things, man. Okay, the verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. All right, so this represents when the Roman Empire was in power, and it was taken out of power. See, like I said in the beginning about if you're searching for hard evidence, you're more than likely not going to find it. You're going to find 2 narratives. Okay, they have what they call the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages, they say, was a period where there was no, how do they word it? Can somebody get that word, Dark Ages?
Like no intellectual advancements.
Yeah, no intellectual advancements, no records.
That's why they come with, you got something called the Renaissance, right? The rebirth, you know, where it was art and philosophy being advanced, intellect, all that. So they really try to downplay our people because during the Dark Ages, we were ruling.
Yeah. Go ahead and bring out that Dark Ages.
All right, this is in a dictionary. This is the Dark Ages. It says the period in Western Europe between the fall of the Roman Empire and the High Middle Ages, 500 to 1100 AD, during which Germanic tribes swept through Europe and North Africa, often attacking and destroying towns and settlements. Yeah, that's the point.
Why did try to Google why did they call the Dark Ages the Dark Ages?
Yeah, you read my mind. I swear I was about to say that. Like, I'm gonna think about Star Wars Dark Side. You talking about Darth Vader?
Nah.
Like, you know, it's light. You got,
the bro
Luke, and then you got Darth.
The bro said it in a basic because there was dark people ruling during that time. That's one of the reasons, which I'm gonna get into that if brothers can find that. You got it, brother? You got something on it?
Which one again?
As far as the Dark Ages. Maybe if you type it into the etymology, wonder what'll pop up then if you type in Dark Ages to the etymology. But basically, Esau says that was a time where there was no records, there was no fine art that was put out. Basically they say that history dropped off from being recorded during the Dark Ages. Now they're saying that because this was a time period where our people were in rulership, and we had them in captivity. We had them as servants and slaves, and so they're ashamed of that history. They want to hide that from us, and so what they say is that their cop-out is, well, there wasn't really any recorded history during that time, Nothing really happened. Nothing of note. Nothing noteworthy happened of this 1,000-year period, some odd year period. And there's nothing worth speaking about that happened there. Let's just move on. You know. But that's because so-called black people were ruling during that time.
I got this precept you quoted earlier. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Right.
If not, where and who is he?
Right. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. That was really what that whole Renaissance period was about. It was the rebirth. What did he just read about the Dark Ages, right? It said it followed after the fall of the Roman Empire, right? The Dark Ages was right after that because our people took over. And it's just like today how you see our people rise up into different ranks and political systems. Okay, but during that time they rose up in the ranks and they took over. Okay, which that's depicted in the scriptures that what happened. Revelation. You got something to say?
Yeah. So, yeah, right. Because what he saw the so-called white men. They were known as the Romans at that time. They were calling themselves the Romans, right? So they were taken down by our people because our people, they had us what? As gladiators, as warriors. They had some of our people, just like you have our people today that be in the police force or they be sergeants in the army. Our people were, high-ranking military officials.
Yes.
Some of them politicians, some of them governors.
Yeah. I don't know how true it is. I would have to do some more research, but if I'm not mistaken, if a gladiator survived so many battles, they would kind of leave out of the Colosseum with honor.
What?
Yeah, like if you.
All right.
If you ever get a chance, watch that. You ever watch that movie Gladiator?
Yeah. Oh, you're not insane.
I believe that's going into Severus Septimius because he actually slayed that Caesar. So he would really be they depict him as a white man. But he would actually be a black man.
Oh. There was a period of rulers in Rome called the Byzantine Empire. Those were what you would call so-called black men. And there's a book called The Russian Icons where you find, particularly you find scriptural images that are painted. And you got the so-called black side of it.
Okay.
You got the so-called white side of it. You got black Last Supper. And you got a so-called white Last Supper.
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
Yeah,
because we were in rulership. Okay. That devil was put into captivity for 1,000 years. When he was released, he began to deceive the nations again. That was his whole thing, was deceiving the nations. Even being called the Greeks and the Romans was a deception. Because the original people were the sons of Yawan or the sons of Japheth. Okay? They were the original Greeks. They were a different people. The Japhetic people would be known as like the Polynesian people, those Hawaiians and stuff today.
Okay.
Those were the original inhabitants of the Greek land.
See, just to prove what I was saying, this is a statue of a famous general in ancient Rome. His name is Lucius Quietus. Right now, if you take a look here, click on that picture.
He look like you.
Yeah,
He got the little fro. He got the fro.
Yeah.
And his eyes is burning like he not with none of that.
Yeah. So he was an actual general in ancient Rome.
Who did that? Who carved that? They captured and captured it.
Exactly. And you know, you see, this is the thing, and you know, you see his eyes, they piercing.
Fire, right?
And you know that, they wouldn't do that for no slaves. They're not making no carvings of no slaves. We was in high status. That's why we was able to pay people to do that. Some of them may have did it just to honor them. Okay, those were our people. That's why you find stuff like that, man. There's all type of stuff out there. And you gotta ask yourself, if we ain't shit, if we just slaves, why is it all these paintings and sculptures and things of us? Well, because we took over for a period of time, and we are a great people. We were intended to rule this planet. Okay. So going back to let's get back to Jacob and Esau. We done kind of went a little deep into these different prophecies. I mean, we could still talk about where the beast in the bottomless pit and the beast and all that. But
I had a quick question about the beast. we talk about the beast, like the mark, like is there a difference between the mark of the beast, like the mark of the beast?
That's what the Spirit wants. Think about it.
Like,
He's
about this
already in
market of the beast.
13, so
go ahead. I won't stop you for what you was about to say. I'm just waiting to happen.
go with what the Spirit.
I want to know what the difference between the beast is, because they say the mark of the beast,
Market
then
of
they
the
say
beast, just to put it simple, the market of the beast is the RFID microchip technology. The RFID microchip technology, the near field communication technology, the chip, the NFIC,
Yes.
or the RFID, that is the mark of the beast. Let's get the scripture. You're not by ourselves.
Oh, wow.
Right, this is Revelation. We're in the same chapter. This is Revelations chapter 13 and verse 16. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. Now you can get the chip wherever you want to put it in your body. It's still the mark of the beast. Now when it says it's going to be in your right hand, your forehead, they're going to have all type of different implantations that they can use. You can even see how it's being pushed by these rappers. Lil Uzi Vert got a damn pink diamond implanted in his forehead. Then the Sauce Walker from Texas got a diamond implanted in his cheek.
So that's a chip, basically?
That's not a chip.
No, it's just
but
the
they're going to use these celebrities to push.
This is cool. He got it done, girl. It ain't gonna mean that. You can scan your credit card. Yeah,
and so right now it's diamond is for adornment, but how much more when they say this chip can give you superpowers? Think about the Matrix. What happened in the Matrix, right? Whenever he plugged them into the little machine, he downloaded information into his brain.
Yeah, he downloaded Kung Fu right into his brain.
Every different type of fighting style got downloaded into Neo's brain like that.
He wanted more.
So
right. Stop thinking about hitting me and hit me.
Okay, now she's gonna say talk about miracles, all that different stuff. Notice it.
Well, I say, bro, do you want to get like the definition of mark?
After the beast and who should make
That definition, the charagma.
Wow.
But
You
there's
want-
other things, different miracles he'll do too.
You want to get that definition for mark, like the charagma, how it say cut?
We can go into that,
I guess brother could get the etymology for the word card.
So
Grave.
So the mark of the beast is going to be like the global accepted currency. Okay, what they want to do is they want to create a one world system where everybody can be controlled. And right now, as it stands, everybody can't be controlled. Like our elder apostles of Great Millstone, who we are with, we're with Great Millstone, all right? And they saw a lesson that the elder was speaking on. He was like, right now as it currently stands, let's say you have a skill, right? You got a certain skill. Let's say you're a carpenter. Let's say you're an auto mechanic, or you know how to work on computers. Right now as it stands, you can go to your neighbors after you leave your normal job. You can go with the skills you have and make money on the side. You know, you say, oh look, I'll fix your computer. I'll pay you I'll charge you lower.
Okay.
I'll fix your car. I only charge you $50 to do the brakes. Whatever the case might be, you can do that right now, and that can't be tracked by the government. But see, when that money's no longer acceptable and everything's on a chip, they'll officially be able to track and tax everything that you do. That's just one aspect of why they're switching to that chip and why the chip makes sense.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right. So nobody's going to be able to buy or sell. Save, meaning except if they have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Basically, they have to be able to tie into that system in some way, form, shape, or fashion. And that chip is going to be used on a physical aspect. Ding! They already preparing you now. You can scan your phone. They got Apple Pay.
Yes, sir.
They got PayPass. They got different things that they're doing biometrically. Fingerprint scanners, retina scanners. But next thing you know what's going to be, retina biometric scanners been out for years, bro.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
right here, that's the chip right there. But they learn how to, however they do it, roll it up and make it into a blade of
Flatten it
rice,
out.
and then they want to put it inside your body. Yeah.
Like a grain of rice. Yeah,
So you can already like take this and put it on, put it onto the little payment thing, and it'll take your payment.
Ding!
Right? They're gonna get people by way of convenience, and also they're gonna promise certain people superpowers. Because the technology in this day and age is to the point where, like, you can, they have, like you were saying, biotechnology. You know, these chips that they can implant into your brain that can download information.
They can communicate with your brain waves. They got different software they can use to know what you're thinking.
What stone is that, sir?
This.
Malachite?
This
No,
right here.
that's
This the brother made it. This
that's Jasper.
Jasper.
Yep, that's Jasper. Malachite is more of a dark green with swirls in it.
Okay.
Hey man, you learning a lot of stuff, huh? About the stones and all that?
I had onyx. I had aventurine. I had black tourmaline. Clear quartz, rose quartz.
Well, see, this is the thing about it.
Ain't re-up
These
yet.
different stones actually have properties. They're depicted. A lot of the stones are depicted. At least 12 of them. I know there's probably more. Are depicted in the Bible, and they were used for a particular purpose of communicating with the Most High. Yep.
Yeah, the priest would actually have, it's called the Urim and Thummim, which means light and truth.
Yeah, they
So
would have an ephod, which was a breastplate, and then inside of the breastplate there would be 12 stones.
Right.
I believe the breastplate was made of gold. It had 12 stones in it, representing each. There's a stone for each tribe as well. Now I can't tell you what stone goes for which tribe right now, because but they had them each layered. There was 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel, and there was also the Urim and the Thummim, which were, I believe they say were 2 stones that were used.
would be on
The black and the white stones.
Okay, so in the plate,
Yep,
like
in the breastplate.
real
Yep. And then
shield.
there were 2 actual stones that they used for casting lots and getting the judgments of the Most High, which are called Urim and Thummim.
Now, man, as these stones are more powerful than diamonds. I'm asking, not telling.
Diamond was one of the stones that was mentioned in the 12 stones. So
They say forever, diamonds are forever.
they're very hard. I haven't really gotten into the. You know about the metaphysical?
I was just gonna say the diamonds nowadays are hydraulic pressed, so they unnatural. The diamonds that are forever, those are the ones that take a long time to create under the earth.
Like
The ones that are more
raw.
so artificial.
Okay.
Like some of these stones, they grow out of the earth. There's actually a cave in Mexico. It's called.
Okay.
Literally, you look up a picture. It looks like a. You ever seen Superman?
Yes.
It looks like the Fortress of Solitude. Giant gemstones growing in a cave in Mexico.
You know what the Fortress of Solitude is, right?
No, I didn't
You
know.
don't remember that scene where he went inside of that cave?
And it was all crystal.
It was all crystals.
There you go.
He say that
Yeah,
existed
and he
real
started
life.
talking on me like, Mom,
Yep,
Dad.
it was glowing and shit.
And and then the one dude stole it, dropped it in the water, and it made some hole. It created something.
I don't know about that part, but
yeah, he dropped it in the West in the movie
fortress,
too.
Though. Yeah, bro,
Fortress.
there's crystals like that exist. Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, our palaces are going to be made out of stone, man. But today, okay, with us coming back to our heritage, we're learning about how the stones. See, the scriptures say, if you can get it, you can show them that.
Yeah.
Can somebody get medicines out of the earth?
That's an actual cave in Mexico.
Nika. What? In Mexico.
Uh-huh. So these are the stones that
You saw that man chilling on that spike?
So he
That's
down
how
there
it
can't be. He down there could pray in there, do whatever he need to.
I mean,
I'm asking you because you said it's a fortress.
Oh well, we were just talking about the fortress as far as giving you an idea.
An idea, okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
He was showing you that's the actual place right there. You know, but these crystals have energy. Of course, if you're standing around a big bunch of crystals, then you're gonna have certain energies tied in with you. But there's a wicked way to use those energies. There's a righteous way. Stones contain energies. A stone can hold negative energy. So it's important to pray over them. You know, I smudge my stones and pray over them.
With the sage.
Yeah, you can use
or
sage
cedar.
or natural. I go for natural stuff. I don't like unnatural stuff. Like these incense are 100% natural.
100%. Okay.
If they're natural, then that's what I just through the spirit. That's what I use. And sage is your best bet, just to know that there ain't nothing in that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
These different stones, if it's negative, you're gonna have the spirits that's gonna be attracted to them.
Yep, negative spirits can be attracted to them. It can throw you off, and you cannot get the full properties of it, so on and so forth. So, you want to get the full properties, you you smudge them and you pray over them. You got that medicines out the earth, huh?
Go on.
Bring it up for sure.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 4. The Lord have created medicines out of the earth. He that is wise will not abhor them.
Yeah, the Lord have created medicines out of the earth. He that is wise will not abhor them. That word abhor means to avoid. Okay, to like avoid, detest, kind of stay away from.
Yes.
Okay, so stones is one of those medicines that come out of the earth. They help you on a mental level, a spiritual level, and also in some aspects, in most aspects, a physical level. You know?
There's different stones that are good for your lower back.
Yep.
Like, for example, the carnelian stone, that's good for lower back problems. There's different stones that help women on their menstrual, to decrease their menstrual pains.
Yep.
There's different stones for everything. So
Red garnet is good for blood flow, so on and so forth.
So, hey, and you know, that's just like the stones grow from the earth, like plants.
Yes.
Plants also grow from the earth. Those are medicines too, man.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's the natural. That's the original form of medicine. Was the apothecary. You know, plants and what I think they call it naturopathy or something like that.
Okay.
Which was done away with by it was a documentary I came across called The Oligarchy, and basically it was speaking about Rockefeller and so on. And when he came into his billions, he was a billionaire when people were making a couple of $100 a year for a salary, and he had billions. Okay, so with that much money, you can pretty much manipulate the world to how you want it. You know, and that's pretty much what he did. He changed the way medicine was done. He changed the way information was taught. Before that, we were all homeschooled. Okay, and he basically paid enough people. He changed the way of the criteria. He basically changed history. He changed history. He paid the people he wanted to push his narrative, and now that's what's taught. You know, but it ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new under the sun. They've been doing that, like we spoke about with the Russian icons. You see, now there's two. There's the so-called black version. There's the so-called white version. There's the dark ages where it's apparently wasn't nothing happening. That's because we were ruled. You got something to say?
Oh,
Man, you know, going into Genesis chapter 25, that's the fight between the two main characters.
I get what you get.
You know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and these so-called Caucasians. That's why he's always doing things to deceive us, always doing things to keep our people down, right?
So may I ask, if you had stones and you had them at a point in time, and say per se you may have lost one or dropped it, just because it's not physically with you, would it still be metaphysically connected?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, a stone.
I need to understand it.
A stone is just like it's just a physical object.
Object.
If you have a stone and you use it and you give it to another person, then that's that person's stone. If you cleanse it and then you give it to that person and then they put negative energy on it, no, that's their negative energy now. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't look at it like that. The Most High is always with us, but
yes,
the scriptures say you came into this world naked, and that's the way you're going to leave. So, I wouldn't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Negative energy can be removed from a stone, or positive energy. It just depends on the situation. But nah, just because if somebody finds that today and they clean it and do it and whatever, that's theirs, right? Finders keepers.
Yeah.
You know. So we're gonna go into. You got something to add?
No. You just said what I needed to hear.
All right, let's go into Genesis 25.
Oh wow.
Going to Jacob and Esau. Okay, now going back to what the statement I made before. His phone told us basically his phone was telling us to go into the beach real quick. And I take that as a spiritual situation. It kept repeating it too. What did you say? Something about blasphemies?
Yeah.
We didn't even go all the way into it. That's a very deep,
That's something to start off with.
Oh, that's not something to start off with, but it led to that mark of the beast question.
It did.
So it's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. Maybe we could have avoided certain things. We didn't even go all the way through.
Okay.
But that mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Don't take it. There's a harsh judgment that comes with taking that mark of the beast. Most High not going to forgive somebody for taking it. Okay? And that's why it's important for us to say what it is. You may leave from us and want to look at more information.
Yes.
These other camps, if you learn about, go and type in who are the Hebrew Israelites, you're going to find all different types of opinions, especially on that mark of the beast.
Okay.
The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. It ain't sleeping with white women. It ain't embargoes. It ain't sin. Because if it was any of those things, first of all, how sleeping with a white woman gonna get you to buy some stuff? You gonna go in there? Yeah, I slept with Becky Sue today. Can I buy some food? That don't make no damn sense.
It don't make no
The
sense.
mark of the beast is the RFID microchip.
Is there any way you could already have it without knowing it?
No.
Oh, good.
No, there's no way to have it
Okay.
without knowing it. You have to. It's gonna be something that you're deceived into taking. Now there's speculation that is contained in that thing. You know that thing. They say it's contained in that thing. You know what I mean when I say that thing, right?
Yeah.
They say it's in there, but I wouldn't believe that. I don't believe that it's in there because you can't buy or sell with that. How you gonna know? You know, it's gonna be clear. You can't buy or sell unless you get this.
I will say one thing, man. Them vaccines are definitely making people drop dead.
What you say?
Them vacunas.
No,
them Crown Royals.
I might have to edit that shit out.
I don't think he picked it up, brother.
I don't know, bro. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to watch it later now. I'm gonna have to look for that part. But anyway, moving on.
Them things.
That thing.
Making people drop dead.
What y'all making? What's y'all doing?
Yeah, we're just speaking to the
I
brother
smell
here.
fire.
Yep.
Y'all got a bonfire going on?
Sure do.
It's definitely making people drop dead and really altering their mind. You know, because I
You said it again. God dang it.
I did.
You didn't say exactly what it was.
I said
but
them
you-
things.
Them things.
Anyway,
Don't take them
Don't
things.
take them things. Avoid them things. Okay, there's a law in the scripture that says you shall make no cuttings in your flesh. That was a commandment. So, you know what I'm saying? It would be best to avoid that. Especially, see, we're about to go into why you should not trust him. Let's go to Genesis 25 and let's just go from that aspect of why you should never trust your enemy. Somebody can grab that, Sirach 12. Okay, and then we're going to show you how he is your enemy. We'll just take it from that aspect. And the reason I said you mentioned it again, because I'm going to have to cut that part out now. Because they're going to be like, what are you talking about? What's going to make you drop that?
Them things is gonna make you drop
Oh, did you say
Hey.
things? Okay, all right, well. Okay, yeah, that's that thing. Avoid that thing. You don't want that thing.
I'm still trying to. I'm still trying to catch up.
Oh, you don't know what that thing is?
Yeah.
I tell you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't take that. Don't take that. That'll get you messed up.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lord, baby. Okay. That nuts.
All right. This is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. So this is Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac is one of the three fathers of the promise, and Rebekah is his wife.
Yep.
All right, and she's about to have twins.
Yep.
All right. Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?"
Right. So, she, Rebecca, go ahead.
It's like
Rebecca wanted to have children.
I'll get it.
Rebecca wanted to have children, but she was barren. She,
You sure, brother?
she couldn't have any kids.
Huh?
You sure?
You want me to move? I'll move this over here for you.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Guy.
That smells good. That smells beyond good.
Incense, man.
It smells beyond good.
Yeah. So, I think you burned something too.
Yeah, it smells beyond
Okay,
good.
yeah, his got a super strong smell.
Super potent.
But no, so she wanted to have kids, all right, but she wasn't having none. And so she asked her husband, like, to pray to the Lord for her, you know, to ask if he would give her children. And so she had the kids, but they was wrestling in her belly.
Oh wow.
She said, well, if it be so, like, if you bless me with these children, then how come I'm having this rough pregnancy? Like,
Yeah.
they tripping right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the
Fighting
Hebrew
each
word
other.
the Hebrew word for struggle is looks like ratazatz, which means to crush, oppress, to get crushed, to be crushed, to crush, to oppress, to crush, to be broken, to crushed in pieces, to grievously oppress. So these two kids in the womb, they was going at it.
Fighting.
They was having a UFC death match up in there.
Whoa. You having the tables, ladders, and chairs, man.
Yeah, you can imagine. Say she's sleeping late at night and like her belly's moving up and down, and it's just like, what's going on? Why they fighting like this in there?
Yaakov in there drop kicking Esau and shit.
Yeah, what? It's all like
Imagine
Strangle him with the umbilical cord.
Yeah, imagine the baby with the umbilical cord attached talking about some kicking his ass and shit. They was getting it in the belly. Go
Right,
ahead.
because those are the two opposing forces, man.
Yep.
Get him back.
That's why it says to crush or to
Yep,
oppress,
yep.
man. So it was a bad.
Niggas hitting him with the Luke Kane bicycle kick in the belly.
It sounds like Cain and Abel.
Huh?
It sounds like Cain and Abel.
Oh
Canaan?
man.
It sounds like it.
Hey.
Man, look, that's the
sounds
same
like-
spirit
Yep.
that traveled down. The righteous one.
Yeah, and the one he
wicked
would accept his father wouldn't accept his offerings because
Goodness, man.
he said,
Look,
"Where's my
man,
brother?
that's like
I'm not his
Cain
keeper."
and Abel.
Okay. God, that's wow. Okay. Cain and
If you got something
Check
to
it
add to
easy.
that, can somebody get the story of Cain and Abel? Because that same characteristic really.
And Adam stayed. He kept having more kids with him, right? Like with
Yeah,
her, he didn't leave. He just kept having. It was
He kept having babies.
yeah, 800 years old, 700 years old.
Yeah,
all
like
that
if
stuff.
you can receive it, you know what I'm
Not
saying?
that
Man, that serpent wasn't a snake. It wasn't a lizard. It wasn't a reptile. It was actually a man. It was actually a man, and that same spirit was passed on to Esau, man.
Yeah, to Cain.
To Cain and then to Esau. That same spirit of the wickedness has been being passed down to these different spiritually to these different generations of men. Okay, so the same spirit that was on the serpent to be deceptive, to have jealousy against the righteous, you know, because that's what it was. It was a jealousy that happened against. He saw that Adam and them was righteous and they was living a certain way, and he got jealous. He like, man, why y'all get to do this? You know, and so he was like, are you sure you're gonna die? You sure?
It lied to him.
It lied to him. Wait, wow. Are you sure you're gonna die? Are you sure? No, you ain't gonna die. Why don't you come over here and smoke this blunt? You ain't gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, in the same way, with the Cain and Abel, through the spirit, you know, really, our spirits are reincarnated, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I
we were
believe in
here
that.
before.
I believe in that. I believe in reincarnation.
Our spirits are reincarnated. We
I
stay
do.
in the same nation. All right, every fourth generation, we come back to the earth, man. So, you know, Cain and Abel are coming back as Esau and Jacob, man.
That's right. Yeah, every fourth generation we come back. That's why you get third or fourth generation. But that's why you get certain things that happen to little children, and you may not understand like why that happened to a baby.
Yeah.
But that soul is getting the judgment for what it did in its previous life.
Oh.
That explains it. That's why you get stillborn babies, or you get little children that horrible things happen, or because in their previous life it did something worthy of that judgment. And they'll just have to come back later. Their soul ain't going nowhere, but in that life, the Lord chose to take them out early rather than take them out later.
Oh wow! So they could come back, but it's all up to the Lord who he
At
brings
what
them
time
back.
they come back is up to
They
him.
may come back as a girl the next time.
No, I mean,
I'm asking,
no,
not
you
telling.
come back as what you were.
As
You
you were.
come back if you was a man, you come back in that same man
Can you
spirit.
be a different color?
Huh?
Can you be? I was told like before, like, oh, you were white in your past life or something like that.
I
Like,
mean,
I'm like,
it ain't
you
about skin
could-
color.
it's
but
about spirit.
It's about the spirit and
you
the
could come out looking different.
Yeah,
but the same spirit
Yeah, the same
and the
spirit is
same
in you.
nationality.
Right, same nationality. Even within this truth, like we're Israelites, so you'll always come back as an Israelite, but you may come back from a different tribe. You know, you may not be of the tribe of Judah when you come back, or of the tribe of Levite, you may come back as another tribe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it works. But you're if you were a man, you're gonna continue to be a man, okay? Because you have a masculine spirit. That's what the Lord created.
All right, I'll start at verse 22 again. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Okay? So there's 2 different types of spirits inside of you right now. And when they come out, they're gonna become the fathers of 2 completely different nations. Well, that represents the so-called white race and the so-called black race.
Oh, she got the battle.
Yeah, she had the ultimate. She had the both sides of the coin
The
inside of her.
ultimate snake and the ultimate righteous person, basically.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right. Yeah.
man.
And so that we were enemies from the womb.
Enemies from the womb. Right. It says. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Yep. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay? And so, if you look, what you see, bro?
That right there?
What, that white thing?
Yep.
I don't think that's nothing. Is it moving? Look like it's sitting still.
Yeah, it's moving for sure.
Yeah.
But go ahead, don't let me.
No, I mean,
Maybe a distraction, maybe an angel.
could be an angel.
Shoot,
that's
an
what's
angel
up.
watching over. Like, listen,
That's-
somebody
that's-
move this. I'm using a laser.
They travel in heavenly vehicles. They travel in heavenly. You be saying a lot of stuff,
You
man.
said you
Yeah, right.
using a laser.
I said they might be up there like, listen, man, I got y'all. Let somebody come by and think
Hey,
something
man.
bad. Ping! You better walk down the
Bro,
street.
that's
Ping!
bro,
You better walk
hold on. You ain't never heard of this?
Or alien. I mean, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No.
Don't take that.
Nah, you on point.
They may be like, I hear y'all in the
I'm
firmament.
just asking you. Look, he just said firmament.
I hear y'all in the
Man, you
firmament.
know something,
Y'all
man.
doing
You
y'all
can't tell me you
thing.
ain't never heard of nothing, man. You know something, man.
Shoot, y'all know something too.
I'm
I'm trying to fill in the blanks.
I'm telling you that you know something. You gotta know something.
And
You
plus,
ain't
my
never
name is
heard nobody.
David. I believe in the Star of David, so you know.
Star of David.
Yeah, I believe in the Star of David. Because
Well, the Star of David. If you talking about, I'm extrapolating right here. I'm guessing.
correct
what
me
you
though
mean
if I'm
is-
incorrect.
Is that star that led the children of Israel? What you talking about when you say Star of David?
When I say like, I thought the Star of David was a symbol of hope. Like you said, leading. I thought it was good.
Well, there's a Star of David that's known today, which
Cool.
is really not. That's really not our symbol.
All
That's
right,
the symbol of
now.
a pagan deity.
Now let me know.
That's the
okay.
what is that? The star of Rembrandt,
Okay.
Molech,
Molech, yep.
Okay.
and I think also Rembrandt. I think it also
So it's
goes
the
into
second.
Rembrandt.
So they make okay. Oh.
So we don't wear that 6-pointed star. That's not our
Thank you.
symbol.
And I'm only saying that because I was just up through Boys PA and there was a I don't even know what to call it, a mosque or whatever. But anyway, it had a Star of David on it and it had Sons of Israel, and I was like, you know, kind of trying to figure out if it was. You supposed to go in there to pray, or because right next door to it, it had a Halloween house with all these candles and all that. So then across from it, the house I was staying in had the Hamza, you know, had the hand, the eye with the hand, the hand with the eye in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a lot of like it was something I'm still putting together.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
But
and
no, we don't deal with like synagogues or mosques or
Okay,
any of that. Okay, like this.
Thank you.
Just to establish,
Yes,
like
sir.
we went back into the earth being given into the hands of the wicked, he controls everything. He controls everything. If there's something that's been established, you see something with a like big building and they got like these churches, these mosques and these different things, they get religious exemptions called 501c3. They're a tax exempt status. Okay, and that prevents them from saying certain things. And a lot of these places are set up by our enemy. Okay, the Roman Catholic Church, all these different things. Those are set up by the enemy to keep us asleep. So we don't go, like if there's somebody walking around with a big congregation, they say, they're speaking about, man, I'll give you an example. I knew these people that was going to church in their apartment complex. There was an Israelite school, okay, that was held every Saturday in a building in the complex. They were like allowed to take the clubhouse
Bing,
from the complex.
They're popping up. Another
They were
one.
allowed to take the clubhouse from the complex and hold church every Saturday. Okay, but they had the wrong name of the Most High. The whole vibration was off.
Misled. It's all
It was
misleading.
all misled.
You're not supposed to add or take
So
away
that's
from the
what
word.
that's what the enemy will do. He'll set up things. You got Sirach 12, brother?
Yep.
Yeah, y'all. Okay, yes sir. Yes sir.
He'll set up things
Yes sir.
to mislead you.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. Oh, slow.
Go ahead.
I'm listening.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Now, have you ever dealt with a cast iron cookware?
Yes.
Maybe a cast iron skillet.
Yes.
Okay, if you leave water on it or something like that, or if you don't properly season it, it'll get oxidized. Even if you don't leave water on it, it'll begin to oxidize and the color will change. It'll get rust.
Okay.
You have to keep it oiled. Okay, keep it oiled. So just like cast iron will rust if you don't properly take care of it, the wickedness of this devil is going to come out once he begins to drop out of his rulership. Right now, he's all greased up, so to speak. Okay, oil represents riches. Oil represents wealth.
Yeah, he's pacified right now.
Right now he's pacified because he's living good, man. They got these big, a lot of them. Let's say most of them, the ones that have the power to do something to you, they're okay right now. But when they begin to lose that wealth and to lose that foothold that they have, then will their wickedness come out. Then you're gonna get the horns. Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a quick precept.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs 26 and 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not,
Right.
for there are 7 abominations in his heart.
Right. Speaking about our enemy, man. When he's speaking nice to you, don't believe that shit. Because there's 7 abominations in his heart. So when this devil comes out and they're promoting something, I give you an example. I'm not gonna say what it was. I can't. Man, I'm so restricted. Like I can't speak about it. But there were certain things that he was pushing on certain populations, saying that we needed to get certain things first because we need to make sure they get it first. Because when have he ever done that?
Saying
When
that
have
we
he ever
need something,
said-
we can get something first.
Yeah. When have he ever said that? Oh, there's a limited supply, but we want to make sure you niggas get it first.
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, that thing. They were trying to get that. They were trying to get that thing out to us. Why? Don't believe that nigga. Don't believe that nigga. He's speaking nice, but there's something in there. It's something in the Kool-Aid.
And then
It's something in the Kool-Aid. Don't drink that Kool-Aid.
What I'm thinking of, what I wanted to ask too is like, with just now with this new thing, all the way up until going to school, we always had to get them things in order to go to school. So every year, if you ain't got them things, you can't go to school. So we don't even know what was in them
But see,
things.
you know what's funny?
They said it was.
That's right.
They said it was
What's funny about them things is that they say that them things supposed to put you in a situation where you don't need them things no more because your body builds up a defense against the thing that is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But why then do they make you get the thing every year again?
I got a quick brief.
Go ahead, Arthur.
This is Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right. See, his words were softer than oil, but war was in his heart. They were smoother than butter, but they were drawn swords. His words are drawn swords. So
We want to
basically,
help our black community out. We want to end the long reign of systematic racism.
Yep.
They should get it first. We need to help our black community.
we want to end slavery.
Be smooth with it. But in the back
Lying
of
like
your
a
mind,
motherfucker.
That's a guy to destroy you.
It's the same guy that said all this stuff about ending systemic racism and got in the office and signed how many executive orders? Like 50?
33.
400? Oh shit!
Is it 400?
I thought it was like 50 of them.
37 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like close to 50 executive orders
Oh, you saw
in
more?
his first week. If I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
In the first week.
yeah, he ain't been in, bro. I think it's only been 1 week or something like that, ain't it?
Executive order.
Yeah.
It ain't been that long.
A little over a week. And back in Sirach 12, a little bit down, it said, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Yeah, I think your brother still got it, right?
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, man. So just hey, look, that he was set up to be our enemy from the beginning, like I said in Genesis 25, man. And hey, man, he ain't never gonna leave off from that energy. He gonna keep that same energy all the way until this place is destroyed.
That's right.
You see, so just never trust our enemy, man. Like I said in Sirach 12.
And it's so easy for him to do.
Oh yeah.
Was it because it was taught or because it's in him?
Well, that was his blessing. That was the part I wanted to get into too. His blessing.
But that's what it said.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He was blessed with that. See, this is the thing about our forefathers. Whenever they would send out a blessing, that thing would surely come to pass. So whenever their children were blessed with certain inheritances, it would happen. And Isaac blessed Esau with the sword. You get it?
And the fatness of the earth.
Yeah, that's right.
And the what of the
Fatness of the earth.
The fatness of the earth, meaning the rich places. The rich, beautiful places. The fruitful lands.
Right. This is Genesis chapter. We ain't even get all the way down there. But
Okay.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right.
And thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So basically it says you shall have the fatness of the earth and the dew from heaven, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So he lives by his sword. Everything he does is destructive. Even his technology. For example, cell phones. What do they tell you can happen if you have your cell phone on you too long?
Radiation.
You get radiation. Bluetooth.
Confirmation.
Bluetooth, what happens if you hold it too long? Radiation.
Yeah.
Bluetooth, if you have a Bluetooth on. Microwaves. Radiation. 5G. Radiation.
Radiation beyond that.
Even what do you call it? The way that he preserves his food. GMOs. Poisonous. Kills you.
That's why organic is the way to go.
Exactly.
Everything.
He weaponizes everything.
Everything he does, even if it's supposed to be for a benefit, it ends up being a sword or being harmful to you. Fluoride in the water. Harmful.
It takes the enamel off your teeth.
And it can kill you.
It can kill you.
Fluoride is there's no benefit for fluoride. They had this thing that they were using. It was hydrofluoronic or some shit. Carbon 8 acid. It was Teflon. It was used to make a non-stick pan, and it was fluoride. They did a whole movie about it, and where there was the deformity, and they were dumping the byproduct from the process close to this farm. They had took they bought the land and they used it as a landfill, and they put freaking barrels of the stuff over there. Man, the cows was dropping dead. It was leaking into the water. Their teeth was turning black. Then they got another one. They got a documentary called what is it called? The Great Culling Our Water, which also goes into fluoride. Fluoride. Guess what fluoride is? It's a byproduct of fertilizer production.
Man, when they put fluoride in our water, they wear full body hazmat suits and gas masks. That's how toxic it is.
They're producing so much fluoride by making fertilizer that they had to find out something to do with it, and so they decided they was gonna put it in the water. We're gonna let these niggas drink it.
Meanwhile, they got the good water. They got the real
Spring and smart and artesian.
Artisan. Yep, that's why you gotta get a reverse osmosis.
Reverse osmosis, what is that, sir?
Reverse osmosis is a way of purifying water that leaves the fluoride out. Reverse osmosis, distilled water is good too, as far as there's no fluoride in it.
Yeah.
But it's also lacking in other like nutrients and stuff. And I don't like distilled water. I prefer, if I'm gonna get some water, I get reverse osmosis. Smart water is okay. Essentia, things of that nature are
You
cool.
also get you a copper filter or ceramic filter to purify your water too.
Now, I don't know how that affects fluoride. Fluoride is very resilient. Fluoride doesn't evaporate. If you boil sink water, it actually concentrates the amount of fluoride because it doesn't evaporate. So that's the thing. And then sometimes you'll boil water. If you boil water until there's nothing left in the pot, you'll get a white film that's left over in the pot from just the different debris and shit that's in the water.
You got to distill that.
Yeah, the water's horrible.
Okay.
So just showing you that everything this man does is a sword or something that can harm you. Everything he does. So by thy sword shalt thou live. How did he get his lands? By killing people. By using his sword, literally, to oppress a man in his heritage and take fields by force. Was that in Habakkuk? So I can get that by force. So brothers probably ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We're gonna have to probably wrap up
Yes, sir.
this soon.
Yes, sir.
Brothers,
No problem.
but,
No problem. You done did a lot for me, all of you.
Yeah, kind of. Go ahead.
A lot for us.
Okay.
This is going back to Genesis 25. This is
Mike.
verse. Right.
Is
Verse
that oppressing
24.
man in his heritage? And
I got to take
I'll grab it.
oh, yeah, take a field. Yeah, then read that, and then we'll go on to this.
All right, Con. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Perfect.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah. So warn to them that devise iniquity and work mischief on their bed. They devise sin and mischief, or they think about wickedness while they're in their bed. They laying down, these elites, they lay down in their bed. They like, man, how can we oppress these niggas some more? What we gonna do next? Well, we might do this, we might do that. You know, they got pretty soon you're gonna have to show proof that you got that thing, or you ain't gonna be able to do certain things. You know, they got certain passports they about to issue to prove that you got it. There's so much shit going on, man. They got apps. You know, man, go ahead, Art. But why it says that when the morning is light, read that again.
Yeah, please.
It says, woe to them, and that word woe means destruction.
Destruction to them
that devise iniquity,
that come up with different wicked plots
and work evil upon their beds.
Yep.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
When they
So
wake up,
daytime is the first
when they
thing.
wake up, they
Yeah.
put it to action.
When they go to sleep, they think about it.
Because why? Because it's in the power of their hand.
And that goes
And
back
like we
into-
read, Job 9:24, like we quoted, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the people who have the power are the wicked ones, and they practice it because it's in the power of their hands to do so. They got the authority and all the strength to do whatever they want to do.
Hey,
You see?
the scriptures speak about also how their sleep is taken away, except they cause
Except
something to fall.
except they cause something to fall. They can't sleep. They lose sleep at night if they ain't did some type of wickedness.
Wait, what?
Get that scripture out. Get it.
If you think about it,
Okay.
what else could you actually want if you got all the resources in the world? Control over all the people. You control all the resources. Like, what more do you want?
Yep.
The only explanation is, I want to control everybody. I want to control everybody.
That's the only uncontrolled variable. Let's say, and see, he had to do it gradually too, because you ain't gonna just hop out there and convince everybody to follow you. You have to systematically, you know, especially if you're doing something wicked, that people's morals are gonna kick in to some degree. You know, even these wicked people have certain ideas that have been put inside of them where it's like, this is just not the right thing to do. A better way to say it is, there has always been some type of camaraderie or brotherhood amongst themselves. You know, you remember there was a time where they would help each other. Well, I heard Billy lost his job, and you know, you have a business, so Billy, you can come work for us. I don't want little Susie and Sarah to not be able to eat today, so you can come work at my store today. You know?
Yeah.
And so there's always going to be that factor of, I'm an American, I'll never do that to my fellow Americans. So they have to kind of gradually get to that level, you know, that patriotism. You know, they couldn't just jump out there and just say, okay, we hate all the people and we're going to put them into captivity. No, we're going to enslave them and kill them. There's going to be people in the military that are going to buck against that. And so, of their own nation. So they had to kind of like gradually get it to a level where it's like, I'm gonna put this law here in place, I'm gonna put this law in place, I'm gonna develop this technology, we're gonna develop robots so we can use robots, we're gonna develop drones, we're gonna do these different things to where we can get the human factor out of there and then oppress the people. Right, okay, go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16.
Oh wait, bro wasn't done on that Malachi, was you?
All right, this is back in the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields,
right,
and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Right, so they covet fields, okay? So they desire another man's field, and they take it by force, right? And they do it violently. So this is another way of by thy sword shalt thou live. You're gonna inhabit these beautiful lands and these rich areas, but you're gonna do it by taking it with the sword. You're gonna kill them. By violence, you're gonna get these different lands, and they show you that all the time, man. They go to different places, and they put their leaders in there that's gonna do what they want to do, and basically that's like a little America now.
Yeah.
You know, they show you all over different places, man.
First they try to manipulate you, and if you don't fall for it, then they use the sword.
They kill your ass. Yeah. And if you go against what they got, they power structure, you die. Muammar Gaddafi, you know about him?
Yes.
What was he trying to do? Do you know?
No, I do not.
He was trying to change the
currency.
The currency
to gold.
That was accepted for oil to gold.
To gold.
And right now, what is it? The American dollar.
Right, but but gold you can melt.
Yeah, but see, we ain't got no gold like that. And so if they would have took that widely accepted currency, see, these other nations, they want to trade in gold because they got gold.
Because they got it.
But we ain't got it. So if they do the gold, we get cut out. the military, the one of the prominent military power on the earth, for as far as history has been, because now Russia's coming up in power, and they can rival, if not, Russia can really whoop America for real. But America's got certain allies and there's certain things in place where they ain't just gonna jump out there and do it, because it's gonna be World War III is coming, and as soon as Russia decides, as soon as the Lord allows Russia to do it, that's gonna kick off World War III, because the different allies is gonna come together and like, well, nigga, you fucked with America, and then he gonna get his allies, and it's gonna be all out war.
Yeah, it's gonna be all out war. Yep. And then, like you were saying, you're gonna have the angels come down with the Lord shooting laser beams, man.
Yep.
Like, really can't. I'm gonna keep it. I done been visited by some figures that I know ain't of this world. And they come. They say that you know deception. They come as wolves in sheep's clothing and all that for the bad part. You know, with the deceiving and all that. But I do believe there's some people that's not regular down here, and they doing good.
The angels are always among us.
Okay,
that's what it is. It's
I believe
the inhabitants of those vehicles are angels. When you said angels, you was right on point.
But isn't it true that the angels can't do what they have to do? What they're supposed to do as an angel. They can't just live a regular life.
They can't do what they want to do.
They gotta.
They don't even have that desire. They don't have the desire to live a regular life.
Angels is perfect.
They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't have
can't come in
sex.
human form.
Can somebody get that where it says they will not transgress His command? Then somebody can get spirits created for vengeance. Whichever one get whichever one first. Okay. The Most High have given them their orders. Hey, what's up, bro? Most High have given them their orders, man. Yeah, but
blessings.
they can't not do what the Lord told them to do. They gotta do it. Okay? Y'all got some precepts, brother?
How would he communicate to
Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right, so there be spirits that were created for vengeance. Okay, the Most High created certain spirits and told them, look, I'm gonna put you over here. You my murderous spirit. I'm gonna have you hop on people when I want you to go have somebody create mass murder. You my murderous animal spirit. When I want some animals to go crazy, I'm gonna put you inside a group of animals. So on and so forth. You my thunderstorm spirit. When I want somebody to strike a nigga with some lightning, I'm gonna put you in this. You know what I'm saying? And the scriptures don't really break it down, but it tells you. Tempest. Go ahead, bro. Did you read it already? Read it again if you did. Tempests and scorpions and wild beasts.
Verse 29. Fire and hail, and famine and death.
Okay.
All these were created for vengeance.
All these were created for vengeance. Now, it prefaced that by saying there are spirits created for vengeance.
Okay.
You want to record? Oh, y'all doing something over there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you still. Okay. I am listening.
Yeah, for sure. So those are different spirits that carry out those different things, man. The teeth of wild beasts, that's a spirit that hopped on it. That fire, like the wildfires, there's a spirit in that fire that won't allow it to quench. You know? There's a spirit in these different storms that carries them in different directions.
Hey, example down there in the Bahamas. That hurricane stayed on the island.
See?
Right?
Spirit was in that.
Usually a hurricane will go, it'll sweep through. That hurricane stayed in place and killed thousands of people, man. So that's, like the brother was saying, that's an actual angel that was destroying people, man.
Right. That's right. And to see the Most High, that's why they can't properly predict certain storms. They'll tell you it's gonna hit this and you're gonna get this much snow and then it don't happen. You be like, well, nigga, I thought you knew something. So there's a spirit in that. There's a spirit in that the Lord was like, no, it ain't gonna do that. It's gonna do this.
Psalms chapter 103. I started at verse 19. The Lord hath prepared his throne in the heavens, and his kingdom ruleth over all. Bless the Lord, ye his angels, that excel in strength, that do his commandments. Hearkening unto the voice of his word. Bless ye the Lord, all ye his hosts, ye ministers of his that do his pleasure.
Minister of his that do his pleasure. So all the hosts of heaven do the pleasure of the Most High. I think,
another
is that the one that said they would not transgress?
Yeah, I got it right here. Come on. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 31. And it reads, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. When need is...
Same one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a lot.
Go ahead and read it.
Okay.
When
Come on.
need is.
When need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Right. So that was speaking in the same chapter that he read about those spirits created for vengeance. When need is, and when their time has come, they're not going to transgress. They ain't going to say, no, Lord, it's a baby. I don't want to hurt that baby. They're going to be like, no, it's time to go. We ride.
Yeah.
Like that spirit that was on that she-bear that killed them children for making fun of Elisha. That one of the prophets cursed them some children, and a bear came out and slayed like 32 of them niggas.
Yeah, like literally, the word curse means to pray evil. So he prayed unto the Most High for these children to be basically to get judgment.
Yeah, because
that angel was there listening to the prayers, like, all right, I'll take that back up to the Lord.
All right,
and he came back down with the judgment.
I got that.
Put a hit out on there.
Thank y'all, brothers. I have to go, but I
It's all
appreciate
good.
you.
We about to wrap it up
contact
too,
you?
man. We got a website you can look at if you want to just watch the videos. We're out here every Saturday around this time.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably get out around here like 5:30, something like that.
Peace and love to y'all, brothers. Y'all bless. God bless.
Yeah, you want
Thank
to
you so much.
YouTube channel?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's It's GMS Pittsburgh. If you got your phone on you.
Yes, sir. I got you, man. All right, brothers. Y'all have a good one, man.
Same to you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir, man.
Speak to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know, we had a whole different plan for camp today. We had a whole bunch of different precepts, but before we could even get started, the Lord basically sent us the lesson for the day.
Blinking.
It's flashing. Okay. But hey, man, you know, y'all can say as Lord willing, that was edifying. Want to give all honor, glory, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, and abide ball, man.
Abide ball.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.